episode of Cooking with Chris. In this episode, I am taking another request. This one is by a friend of mine, known him for years. He tried one of my pizzas I make here, homemade, and he wanted a copy of the recipe. So I figured I'd post a video with a very easy pizza crust. Very, very workable. You can add any spice to the crust. I've made it with curry. I've made it with crushed peppers. I've made it with garlic and onion. It's a very versatile crust and very easy. So let's get started with what you'll need. Okay, everybody, first start, you're going to need your bowl. Then you're going to add your 2 cups of wheat flour, your 2 cups of white flour, your 1 teaspoon salt, and whatever other spices you want to add to this. Once you've got that done, you have your base mixture. Now we'll move on to the liquid. Okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your 1.5 cups of water. Make sure it is as warm as hot as you can get it. You're going to dump in your package of active dry yeast, like this. And then usually what I suggest taking a whisk and just giving it quite a few little beats here. If you start seeing like air bubbles forming after you've done this for a minute, that means the yeast is actually working. So you're ready to go on to the next step. Okay, next step of this recipe is the easiest. It is mixing the dry with the wet materials. What you're going to do is just dump in your yeast mixture. It does say, it gives a suggestion of using a food processor to do this, but I don't have a food processor. And then what you're going to do is just knead the dough, or knead the flour, mixing it in with the liquid. As you can see, you'll start getting dough. One of my suggestions is you can add a 2 teaspoons of olive oil to it right now, which I have right here. And then what you're going to do is just knead it all nice and until it all is nice and mixed together. So, get kneading, everybody. Okay, once you're done mixing and kneading it all together, you should have a nice big ball of dough. Now what you're going to do is split this into 2 balls, and I'll move on to that step next. So keep watching. Okay, now that you've got your dough split into 2 balls, what you want to do is put them in a couple of large dishes like this, and then cover them and let them rise for 2 hours, and then we'll continue. Okay, after you've waited your little hour, 2 hours, what you're going to end up with is that the dough has doubled in size, but pretty much what's going to happen is when you take it out, it's going to, and you're going to squeeze the air out of it. Then put it in some baggies, throw it in your fridge, or throw it in the freezer, and then you're all set. Dough is free to use, and very easy and good. So, with that, that is my easy pizza dough. I hope you've enjoyed this.